Verdi. Give me a kiss, Verdi. Mwah. Give me a kiss. Mwah. Give me a kiss. Mwah. Verdi is a African Jardine parrot. He's over 10 years old. We don't know exactly how old, and because we don't know when he was brought to this country and how long he lived in the previous home. But he was one of many birds who had to be surrendered because of the health crisis in the family. He was lucky enough to be surrendered to Phoenix Landing Foundation, who rescues, keeps, and rehomes birds that were abandoned, surrendered, or if the previous owners for any reason could not keep the birds. Give me a kiss. Mwah. And as you can see, he likes to give kisses. Mwah. So today I'm introducing Phoenix Landing Foundation, that's located in Alexander, North Carolina, right outside Asheville. Let's go meet the founder and take a look around. So I am at Phoenix Landing Foundation, and this is Anne. Hi. One of 5 founders. So thank you for taking time to talk to me a little bit today. Can you tell everyone a little bit about this foundation?
We started in 2000, and we served mostly Maryland and Virginia then. And then we moved to North Carolina to expand our area of operation in 2005. And we rehomed thousands of birds.
So this organization is for parrots?
For parrots, which means parakeets to macaws. A lot of people think parakeets and cockatiels are not parrots, but they are.
And how do you get them? What kind of situations do they go through that they end up at your rescue?
Well, parrots live a terribly long time. Macaws here can live, 50 plus years if taken good care of. In fact, we don't even know how old some of these birds are. So that's one thing. It's hard to take care of anything that long. But also, people's lives change. It's not nobody's fault. It's they have children, they get a new job, they move, they get divorced, they die. Time, interest, finances, etc. of their families, and so it's not about judgment or blame. So we just want to promote the idea that all birds need at least one or more homes, usually many.
During their lifetime.
During their lifetime. So most of the birds that come to us are often waiting a really long time. Birds are prey animals, so they don't automatically trust people. They're very cautious animals, as they should be as prey animals. So we have to earn their trust. We can't just assume that they want to be all over us. And in fact, it's not good to touch birds too much. That's a little bit too sexy.
Who is the typical person who comes and adopts the birds from you?
That's a good question. People who do the best are the ones dedicated to learning. That's the kind of person we want to work with. Somebody who says, hey, I want to make a good life for a bird, and I want to keep knowing new things to do. Because, hey, every relationship gets kind of, stagnant. And that's the same for living with a bird for 20, 30, 40 years.
Right. And they are the creatures of constant stimulation. They need, just like people, right?
They're
they need
so
a lot
smart.
of right.
And to live in a cage, in a confined environment, is not natural for them. And for us to not give them a lot of things to do and as much space as possible.
What kind of resources, or what kind of support do you provide for people who decides to get a bird from you?
Well, first of all, free classes every month. If they're willing to learn, we're willing to work with them.
Is there anything that you like most about what you do here?
Fortunately, I have so much administrative work to do. I don't get to participate with the birds as much as I like, but one of my favorite things is spending the time to feed and clean and hang out with them. But I love seeing them go on to homes where people are excited to give them a quality life, and they're determined to provide lots of foraging and good food and space. And because in the wild, a bird spends 50 to 70% of its day trying to find food, and then once they find it, they have to figure out how to open it. They have to hold it. They work really hard to get a little tiny piece of food out. Here, we just put a bowl in full of stuff, and
make it convenient.
Exactly. So if we don't give them other things to do to keep them busy, not only does their foot and beak health suffer, but their mind suffers. Drama queens. They're not really hurting each other. They just like to make it. Again, they're bored, so they do things to cause activity. So yeah, it's really important to put, people always say, oh, you have so many things in the cage, and I always say, we don't have enough in the cage.
Right.
They not only need a lot to do, they need a place to hide and feel like they have privacy and personal space and choice. And so a small cage is, that's why this bird is having such a hard time. She was in a terribly small cage for 20 years, and now,
oh my God, 20 years.
20 years she was in a cage about that size.
Oh wow.
So she probably spent most of her time on the bottom just so she felt safe.
All the birds that are here are adoptable.
Right, but this is just a minor part of, we have hundreds of birds either waiting for our help for years, some of them. Many of the birds here are here for their second or third home through us.
Oh wow.
So, you know, once somebody adopts a bird, they are legally part of the Phoenix Landing system. So if that, not if, usually, when that person can no longer care for that bird, for whatever reason, it doesn't matter, that bird comes back to us. So we can make sure that they live their life in a safe place.
So this is a lifelong commitment on your behalf to take care of that bird from once you got it. Okay.
So we have we have 2,800 birds in our system. That's a lot of birds. Many of them have been through 4 or 5 homes with us.
So what is the process of adopting? If somebody is serious and you know, wants to invest time and energy in learning how to take care of the parrots as a pet and you know, have them as a companion, what is the process? How they can contact you? Where you're located? What's the process?
The process is to go to our website, phoenixlanding.org. There is an application online. And then we want people to join us for a class. And then after that, we talk about what might work for a bird and for the family. We want both parties to be a good fit. And then the bird is usually in foster for a couple months to make sure it's a good fit for both the parrots and the people. And then we move into adoption phase and they sign a contract.
Is there adoption fee?
And there's an adoption fee depending on the species. It goes from donation basis to macaws. So, and that basically tries to help us cover our vet costs. It doesn't ever completely cover our veterinary costs, but that's why we have adoption fees.
So this is a completely non-profit organization.
100% non-profit. We're a 501c3 and we're all volunteer. No.
If you can do what you're doing right now, what would be your second alternative?
Already on my second career, so I'm a retired federal employee and had a very good job that I gave up to be a full-time volunteer. But I'd love to win the lottery and open adoption centers all over the country, preferably right next door to that horrific store that sells things that are with no education.
Right.
So that people could learn to do a better job. People care, they just need to have the information to know how to do a better job. So.
No, we are so close to Asheville. If you could describe Asheville in one word, what would that be?
I used to describe it, and I think I still would, as forward-thinking.
Forward-thinking.
Yeah. I mean, it's why I moved here. I moved here because I thought it was an environment for creativity, largely progressive.
Thank you so much for taking time to talk to me. I hope we can get some more interest in your organization, maybe get some help and donors who will be interested to sponsor or donate anything. And
just go to the website to learn the class schedule. That's the best time to come.
And just come in here during the classes and looking around and learning and just seeing what the environment is created for all these birds here is incredible. I think it's
some new ideas.
It's a learning opportunity in itself.